YouTube?
What's up, YouTube? It's Naisha.
It's Cliff Mega.
And this video is about what we've learned in the relationship thus far. Together 15 years. Okay, so hopefully this can help some of you guys out there. Even if you're not in a relationship and you're looking to get into a relationship.
Yeah.
Right? So, the first thing I've learned is that people change. They don't stay the same. And just because people change doesn't mean that you can't work. You still have to work at making your relationship better, because you don't want your relationship to stay the same either. You want it to also keep growing and changing, because it will get boring too. I would think, you know. What have you learned, babe?
I learned that when you're in love with somebody, it's never enough time. There's never enough time and stuff. So
time to spend together, or time to?
Yeah, it's never enough time. That meaning, like, you know, just looking at one of my good friends, one of his parent passed, and you know, the mother told me that it just wasn't enough time, and they was with each other for like just a little over 40 years.
Yeah, wow.
So when you're being in love with somebody and stuff, there's never enough time and stuff, and you know, all the good and the bad times, somebody's sick and whatever, when you're in love with them, really in love with them, and they're gone, there's never enough time.
Yeah.
So,
amen to that.
Yeah, even like that came even from that and little stuff. When we went to see that Tyler Perry movie,
Acrimony.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just to, if you've seen it, you just see, like, you know, the stuff that she been through with her husband, and she still was in love with this dude. This girl had a bad anger problem, but she was in love with him. Anytime you notice when certain parts, you know, they talk, and she just like, oh, she was in love with him. So
right.
I learned about the relationship that when you're in love with somebody, like I said, love could go deep. It just depends on the two people and how deep they love goes, whatever. That's what I learned.
I learned that you always got to communicate, no matter what. Even if it's hard, you know, you got to communicate, because that's how people drift apart, because they feel like, oh, they're gonna hurt the other partner and stuff. And yeah, you gotta tell them if the sex game ain't good. You gotta tell them, you know. You gotta tell them if you're unhappy. You gotta tell her if you feel like you wanna flirt with somebody else. You have to.
Yeah.
You know?
Those hard parts when you think that yeah, you're trying to be sneaky, even if it's vice versa, you know, female, and you got to talk to them, because like you said, somebody might have better qualities and, you know, other stuff, and taking care of you and this and that, but if a need is not being fulfilled, then you have to talk, and y'all just have to work on it the best way y'all can whatsoever. But you have to talk, you have to be able, that's how y'all evolve more, when you could be open and tell somebody and stuff. And you don't have to feel scared to tell them whatsoever. When you talk and you get more open, then it'll feel cool. You're like, whoa, like I could talk to my wife, or I could talk to my husband. You ain't supposed to be going to talk to nobody outside first. You're supposed to go directly to that person, because you have the relationship with them.
Right. And I know it could be difficult, especially if you have a judgmental partner and stuff, but you can help that communication can help the judgmental part too, where you can address that. Like, every time I come to you and stuff like that, you're judging me. It's gonna make me not want to talk. It's gonna make me not want to open up to you. So I always say, like, to my husband, like, remember, we friends, you know, we met as friends before, you know, we started dating, before we got married. So I remember, you're my best friend, like. So I feel like don't lose that part. Don't lose that part where you guys are friends, because you tell your friends everything, okay? And, well, not everything, but mostly everything. And tell your best friend the things that count, the things that hurt you and stuff, you know, the things that make you happy, all those things. I think that's important, you know. It's important to make time for each other, like, and to ask your partner, like, what do they really like? Not always about what you like, but what do they really like, you know? And then you got to compromise a lot. But you don't have to take away from your separate goals. You know, he can still have his goal of doing this and that, and I can still have my goal of doing this and that, but still be together, you know? But don't interfere with each other's goals, which I feel like we're still learning as a couple, you know. How do we still have our goals and not like make our other partner feel like they're not needed.
Yeah.
You know? What have you learned? Anything else? I mean, it's so many, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot of different stuff. Like I say, it's just being open with your partner constantly, just constantly of like being able to be, you know, honest with them, and just being able to talk to them and stuff. When you could talk to them, then you know it's the best. That's how, you know, your relationship lasts with your best friends, whatever, your friends close that you could talk to, is because you could talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could talk to your husband, your boyfriend like that, then that's good. That's great, because your relationship will go a long way. You don't want to start doing little sneaky stuff, because one little sneaky thing leads to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and you know, you don't want to do that stuff.
You don't know what your partner.
Relationship for a disaster.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what your partner could tolerate or not tolerate.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know if your partner might want to move there with you. Might want to, might not want to, but you never know, because you never said anything. You never know if your partner wanted you to get this or that, or you just never know because you haven't asked. You know, you don't know. You can't assume. That's one thing, you just can't assume. You rather it come right out of the person's mouth.
Yeah.
So then you know, and you work on it. Because I'm telling you, anything that you work on gets stronger, gets better. I'm telling you, a lot of people don't even know how good love can get because they give up so quickly.
They always say I could get somebody else.
Yeah, you can always get somebody else, but when you get that one, anything that you work on, anything that you put effort into, attention into, gets better and better and better. I mean, that's just the natural history of anything organic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's about, like, it's the same as, they said, like, you gotta put yourself in a position that, you know, something could flourish.
Right.
It's the same way with picking the right person, not trying to work on, you might try to be working on the wrong person that's wrong for you.
Right.
That person might not be right for you, so
right.
That's why it's good to talk, to know,
and talk before you have sex. Like,
yes. Because, you know, you always hear the saying of the guys were like, I don't want no baby with you. So if you ask him in the beginning, like, yo, we know, even if you're using protection, you're like, yo, if I got pregnant, what would you want to do? And if he says, like, you know, I don't want to have a baby now, then at least you know that whatsoever and stuff, that this guy doesn't want to have a baby and stuff. If you could already look at it that you want a baby and he doesn't, that's already like a sign telling you, like, I need to chill.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I think children are important. When one person wants children and the other person doesn't want children, it determines what type of energy you bring into this world.
Yeah.
So don't look to try to convince somebody to do something that you want to do. That's a road to disaster. I'm telling you, that you wasting time. Just focus on what you want to do and what you can do on your own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And believe me, there's somebody out there that have that kind of thinking of you wanting a child. If that person is for you, they'll either change their mind or you'll change your mind. But nothing is going to change their mind unless they decide themselves that this is something they want to do for their partner. You know, so don't waste your time. It's many people out there. Take your time, get to know people, become friends and stuff. instead of trying to rush into having sex, because you can have sex with a lot of people, but what are you building?
Yeah, sex is not everything. It's good, but it's not everything.
Yeah,
It can't be the forefront of the
can't.
relationship.
Because now we have a bunch of babies kids because nobody's planning nothing. Everybody's just going off a feeling, and feelings pass.
You know how sex too is not everything. For prime example, if how everybody's like, you know, when people go and they cheat and they need more whatsoever and stuff. That's how you know, like, it's not everything. Sex, people's using sex as something like a drug. When you use it like that, it's bad, because now it becomes a drug habit. It should be, like I said, more of love whatsoever, and you know, somebody that you're in love with whatsoever. That's who you want to have sex, you know, make love with. Not, like I said, don't have sex turn into like a drug habit. It's bad, because it turns out the way it is, whatever you, like you say, you start cheating. And you running around with this one, you running around with that one, you just develop a bad habit whatsoever. And then you could go in, when you start arguing with your partner, now you like, man, I can have anybody whatsoever, I could get anybody, and then that's all you're gonna get, because you're putting it into manifestation. You could get anybody, and that's all you're gonna get is anybody.
And that anybody could be very destructive, very toxic to you, to your soul.
Sharing energy. Everybody's not
oh
good.
my gosh, sharing energy, babe. That's definitely a good video to do when you're sharing energy, especially women, because of the phallus is going into the vagina, and all that trapped up energy, of all that negative energy that you got, the guy that you don't even know, and you wondering why your life sucks, or you got into these different kind of, you know, crap in your life. All that, it was because all that negative energy, yo. You got to be so selective about who you let into your space. Females and men.
Yeah.
You know, but I would say mostly females, because they're entering our body, our temple.
Yeah.
But it's a soul thing too that carries on to the next life.
Yeah. Ladies, don't let these GMO penises enter into you. To my aware sisters out there, or just aware women out there, period, whatever. Because anybody can be conscious, no matter what your color is, stuff. As long as you're aware, and I'm rocking with the aware woman, the woman that's awoken and stuff, whatever. Because you're not gonna let these GMO dirty penis dudes whatsoever scoffing down on. I just can't believe I used to eat hot dogs and tear these shits up.
Yeah.
Now what I know about hot dogs is so disgusting to me, and this, ugh.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So, my aware woman out there, I know what time it is whatsoever, man. Don't let these little GMO penis go up in you, man.
Don't do it. Because there's guys that eat healthy, and don't be fooled by the outside too, because they could be looking all fit and stuff. What are they eating?
Yeah, right now, like I said, y'all already know what it is with the not just with the females, but with the guys too, with all this stuff that they taking to get big. They taking all types of chemicals. So like I said, just be aware. Don't get caught up with that looks whatsoever, man. That looks is really, really deceiving. It just looks good, and then the inside, you don't know what's going on up in there.
Yep, because the biggest dudes be having the heart attacks and stuff like that. So high blood pressure and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Know their medical history too. I think that's important, because then that stuff can be passed down to your potential children, and you want to start planting like seeds that it's not like dysfunctional and all tainted and stuff.
Well, they can have an idea, like I said, how they medical gonna be. All you gotta do is, like I said, before you start having sex with this guy, it's like, yo, man, let's go to breakfast and just watch what he eats. Now, let's go to lunch. Let's go to dinner. You're gonna get your answer right there. And you do that with him for like a good month or just 2 weeks, and you're like, whoa. You see all the bullshit that he eating and stuff, you like, shit, this ain't nobody to be having a baby with. So,
GMO baby kids.
Yup, you don't want to have no, what's the name, man, no GMO babies, I'm telling you. I mean, you can if you want, but like I said, this is to my aware woman. Like, you already know what time it is, man.
Save you a lot of trouble, a lot of heartache, a lot of pain.
To my hustling woman out there, this don't apply to you. You know, you just making sure his pockets is fat, or he got a safe, secure job, and you ain't heard about that. Yeah, that's it for me.
That's it for me too, because I can go on, and this video is already 15 minutes long.
Peace and blessings to y'all.
Thank you for watching.